You'd go about starting a construction business by first working in the industry and learning the trade and learning many different aspects of the trade, and also keeping track of all your connections. You should get a, well, it used to be a Rolodex that people used to keep. Now we'll just keep it in our cell phone and make sure to back up your cell phone so you don't lose all your connections. But everybody you meet in the business, you're going to, is a connection. That person knows somebody else. That person might be a subcontractor for you. That person might be somebody who gives you advice in that business. So you're going to have to work in the industry for several years and become an expert at what you do. And you want to become an expert at the potential target market that you're going to be working in. So obviously if you're going to be an electrician, you want to get your licensing and be a licensed electrician before you go into that part of it. But there are many other parts of it which have less licensing requirements, like a general contractor, a carpenter, things like that. The licensing requirements for that are the New York City Home Improvement License. In order to get the New York City Home Improvement License, you have to have a corporation or a DBA certificate. Further, you'll have to have a sales tax, you'll have to have workers' compensation, or you'll have to have an exemption from the workers' compensation. You'll have to provide an affidavit that you're current on your child support payments, and you'll have to fill out the application, and you'll have to pass a test about the laws regarding home improvement contracting. There's two aspects of it. There's the home improvement contractor's license, and there's also the sales contractor's license. Because each home improvement contracting company also has a sales representative who's licensed. So usually most people do them together when they're having their own small contracting business. The next part of it is, how do you get clients? Right? So first we're going to say, who are the prospects? What's the marketing list? What's the target market? Now the simplest thing is people say, oh, flyers, let me get flyers, and then they pay someone to go hand out flyers in a particular neighborhood. Flyers have a response rate of maybe 0.25%. I would recommend using a saturated mail. Saturated mail is where the post office delivers the flyers for you to every single household in a particular postal carrier zone. You don't have to oversee and watch your flyer guy and make sure he didn't throw them in the garbage. You're sure that the post office will get them to where you want them. Further, you can ratchet it up, scale it up very quickly. If you want 10,000 flyers sent out, the post office will send out 10,000 flyers in 2 days. If you had to get flyer guys, you have to interview the flyer guys, take out ads to get the flyer guys, watch the flyer guys, pay a manager for the flyer guys. So it's definitely more cost effective to use the saturated carrier routes of the post office in order to get flyer distribution. Now, first we would say, but what is the target market? Well, if every homeowner in a certain zip code is a target market, then that's the way I would use. But also where your van might be located. If you're going to be located in Garden City, New York, during the week of July 22nd to July 29th, then I would recommend having 3 or 4 mailings to a circle around that area, and with pictures of your truck. And also I would recommend your truck looks spectacular with before and after pictures so that everybody notices your truck and your truck stands out. So people driving by, and with a map on the back of it saying exactly where you're going to be and what days you're going to be there, so that people can stop by and they can say hello and look at the work that you're doing. That's one way I would go about marketing. Another way about marketing would be, well, who needs contracting the most? People with changes going on in their life. How about a new homeowner? Better than that, how about a new homeowner who purchased a foreclosure property? Because a new homeowner who purchased a property that's in good condition is less likely to have to spend a lot of money, as opposed to somebody who bought an REO which was sitting on the market for 2 years, right? The water was pumped out, people were breaking into it, the REOs weren't kept up beforehand, before it went into foreclosure, because most people, before they went into foreclosure, didn't have money for several years, so didn't keep up the property. So if you get those lists, which a good advertising agency would have those lists and would be able to show you and help you select your potential target markets, and once again, I would mail to them. But I wouldn't just mail. I recommend having a comprehensive plan. See, when somebody gets something in the mail, they look at it for a minute and they go junk mail or keep mail. So you also want to have your website on it, because if your website's on it, now if they're interested, they can look, and now they can go to your website, and your website has 50 pages on it. Your website can also have video blogs on it where they can see you and they can determine for themselves how reliable and how much they want to do business with you, as opposed to just a stranger on a postcard.